Hello and welcome to the daily English news program on Azərbaycan Television with the most important events of the day. I'm your host, Ilham. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham, has received Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation, Sergei Lavrov. Greeting Russian Foreign Affairs Minister Sergei Lavrov, the head of state said he recalled the meeting both with Sergei Lavrov and President of the Russian Federation on the eve of this meeting, saying that the signing of the declaration on the Allied interaction in the beginning of this year in Moscow raised our relations to a new level and gave them good dynamics. President Ilham added that this document was a good conclusion of very effective cooperation, which lasted for many years between the two countries, emphasizing that a lot of work had been done on the implementation of clauses of the declaration and expressing confidence that new steps would be taken in this direction. The head of state added that it is remarkable that both countries concluded in a certain sense all the work on the 30th anniversary since the establishment of diplomatic relations between the two countries and defined the further direction of friendly neighborly relations. Touching on the issue of normalization of relations between Azerbaijan and Armenia, the head of state said that the proposal of Azerbaijan to start working on a peace agreement is yet to receive a response and expressed his hope that it will be positively accepted by Armenia. I hope that practical steps will be undertaken to unblock communications and to provide unhampered access for Azerbaijani citizens' cargo and to reach a Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic in order to implement the provisions of the November 2020 statement. Unfortunately, despite the fact that more than a year and a half passed since the end of the Second Karabakh War, the same provision of the statement is yet to be implemented. Of course, we pin our hope that the Russian Federation will take active efforts to establish peace in the South Caucasus, said President Ilham Aliyev. Foreign Minister of the Russian Federation, Sergei Lavrov, conveyed greetings and best wishes from President Vladimir Putin to President Ilham Aliyev. Talking about the declaration on Allied interactions signed between the two states, Sergei Lavrov said that it elevated the relations between our countries and that the declaration and other agreements are being implemented on the practical level. Intergovernmental commissions are actively operating on the level of deputy prime ministers, saying that the trade turnover between Azerbaijan and Russia increased by almost $3.5 billion. Sergei Lavrov said that there are new plans in this regard on the regional level. When it comes to Russia-Azerbaijan relations, in the year of the 30th anniversary of diplomatic relations, an impressive program of events is being carried out. More than 20 different events are envisaged. Some have already been organized, and the rest are still to come before the end of the year. As for the regional situation, Foreign Minister of the Russian Federation Sergei Lavrov said that their side is ready to contribute in every possible way to the implementation of three documents that were signed by the three leaders in November 2020, in January and November 2021. The trilateral working group on unblocking communications is making some progress. Sergei Lavrov stated that Russia is ready to provide assistance with the consent of Azerbaijan and Armenia in respect to the peace agreement. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, has received co-chair of the Joint Commission for Trade and Economic Relations and Scientific and Technical Cooperation between the governments of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the government of Romania, Romanian Minister of Energy, Virgil Daniel Popescu, Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Adrian Iannucescu, and Special Envoy for Strategic and International Affairs, Anna Burchell.
The sides hailed the successful development of bilateral relations between Azerbaijan and Romania in various fields. They discussed the issues related to comprehensive cooperation in a number of areas, particularly in energy and agriculture, as well as exchange of experience in energy supply, food security, application of new technologies and electronic systems in agriculture, and the implementation of a great deal of economic projects in the years to come. During the conversation, the sides noted that a meeting of the Intergovernmental Commission would be held and exchanged views on the activities of the Commission.
The 24th annual meeting of the Black Sea Trade and Development Bank was held. At the meeting, the Board of Directors assessed the bank's performance. They also approved the financial reports for 2021.
The annual meeting of the Black Sea Trade and Development Bank, chaired by Azerbaijan, discussed issues such as further expanding existing opportunities and potential in banking and business among member countries, financing of small and medium enterprises. Minister of Finance Samir Sharifov stressed that Azerbaijan is ready to support the additional funding of the Black Sea Trade and Development Bank. He also drew attention to the challenges resulting from the Russian-Ukrainian war.
The current conflict between Russia and Ukraine is a disaster that has resulted in many deaths and refugees, as well as the food crisis and logistics problems in the Black Sea. International financial institutions must assess all the challenges associated with war and the coronavirus pandemic.
2021 was a successful year for the Black Sea Trade and Development Bank. The bank's president, Dmitry Pankin, said that the organization was considering new opportunities for developing cooperation with Azerbaijan, especially in the field of renewable energy.
Azerbaijan is an important shareholder of the Black Sea Trade and Development Bank. In 2021, our portfolio and financial indicators have increased significantly, but 2022 will be a difficult year because we have a large portfolio in both Ukraine and Russia. We need to determine our strategy for 2022 with our members. At today's meeting, we discuss issues related to our strategy, as well as organizational and internal structure. I think interesting projects will be implemented. The Scandinavian countries have investments in the region and we can finance them. I think there is a need for a framework agreement between Azerbaijan and the Nordic Investment Bank to establish mutual cooperation.
The Black Sea Trade and Development Bank units 11 countries of the Black Sea Economic Cooperation Organization. It aims to develop economic cooperation and trade between the countries of the Black Sea region.
The last Republican Zonal Conference, titled New Challenges in the State's Support to Non-Governmental Organizations, Strengthening Public Control Mechanisms, was held in Baku. The proposals of the participants were heard and their questions were answered at the conference, organized in an interactive form.
One of the most important factors ensuring the development of countries is the establishment of good relations between the state and society. Public support for government reforms is crucial to achieving a common goal. These views were voiced at the last Republican Zonal Conference titled New Challenges in State Support to Non-Governmental Organizations, Strengthening Public Control Mechanisms by Aygün Aliyeva, Executive Director of the Agency for State Support to Non-Governmental Organizations. Vüsal Güliyev, head of the sector of the Department for Work with Non-Governmental Organizations and Communications of the Presidential Administration, spoke about the role of non-governmental organizations in the state and society. He said that NGOs and public councils should make a turn in their activities and support the activities of government agencies in eliminating the deficiencies. Vüsal Güliyev also stressed that non-governmental organizations have a great responsibility in making decisions, taking into account public opinion, the interests of citizens, ensuring transparency and accountability. Other speakers noted that the zonal meeting will be useful for representatives of the NGOs, members of public councils and government agencies, and will contribute to further improvement in this area. Following the speeches, the participants' proposals were listened and questions were answered.
The sixth meeting of the Azerbaijani-Romanian Intergovernmental Commission was held. A protocol of cooperation between the two countries was signed at the meeting. It was noted that relations between Azerbaijan and Romania are established at the level of strategic partnership. Romanian Energy Minister Daniel Popescu expressed satisfaction with the development of friendly relations between the two countries. Minister of Labor and Social Protection of the Population, Said Babayev, noted that the Azerbaijan-Romania cooperation in a number of areas is expanding year by year. It was noted that the trade turnover increased by 31.3% last year and 2.77 times in January-April of 2022. The special role of 61 cooperation documents signed in previous years in expanding relations was stressed. The next stage of the Anatolian Eagle 2022 international flight tactical exercises held in Konya, Turkey, was fulfilled. The Azerbaijan Air Force's flight crew, having entered the airspace of the imaginary enemy, successfully accomplished the assigned tasks. Azerbaijani pilots carried out exchange flights together with the servicemen of the Air Force of the Turkish Armed Forces. The assigned tasks are successfully fulfilled during the exercises. Tactical exercises held in the naval forces according to the combat training plan for 2022 approved by the Minister of Defense came to an end. At the exercises, combat tasks were accomplished individually and in the tactical groups. And imaginary enemies' air and sea targets were destroyed. Actions to suppress underwater sabotage were fulfilled using grenade launchers. Combat firing was carried out as well. During tactical exercises, in order to protect and defend the energy infrastructure in the Azerbaijani sector of the Caspian Sea, the Naval Forces units performed episodes of patrolling service in the areas of oil and gas pipelines, as well as evacuating wrecked ships. More than 30 ships and boats of the Naval Forces, as well as up to 1,500 military personnel were involved in the tactical exercises. That was all for the day. Thank you for being with us and see you next time.